भाइयों बहनों, हम यूथ का सेशन चला रहे हैं। कितने यूथ बाकी हैं इधर? 30 के अंडर कितने लोग हैं? इसीलिए मैंने अपनी जो टॉक रखी थी उसका टाइटल रखा है अ बॉटम अप जर्नी ऑफ लिसनिंग, लर्निंग एंड लीडिंग टुगेदर। हम अकेले यूथ को प्रिस्क्राइब नहीं कर सकते क्या करना चाहिए। So there is something wrong in our organization that we are discussing youth and no youth are present. So I deliberately entitled this a bottom-up journey. Why does this session matter? We all have been talking youth and community are lifeblood of Arya Samaj. Without youth engagement, any organization, however noble we may be, becomes a legacy rather than a living movement. I am not an expert in India, so I will not speak on behalf of India, but across the world, Arya Samaj faces a generational disconnect. Attendance in our satsangs is dropping. Participation is thinning, and the sense of belonging is fading among the younger generation. Yet the values of Arya Samaj, truth, equality, reason, education, women's empowerment, and universalism are exactly what the modern world craves for. So really the challenge is not relevance, but presentation and connection. So hence, this session seeks to listen first, not prescribe. It is a shift from telling youth what to do, but to understand what youth feel and want, and then co-creating the path forward. For decades, even today, elders and leaders have designed programs for youth. Few have been designed by youth themselves. This approach up to now hasn't sustained engagement because it doesn't resonate with realities of the youth, digital life, global exposure, mental health, career pressures, social activism, materialism. After the New York Sammelan, we were tasked with developing a questionnaire, which we did. It is ready, but follow-up action from the New York Sammelan was practically nil. So we've been holding on to that questionnaire, though Swamiji and I have made it ready. This questionnaire was created as a tool for listening, to hear youth voices directly without interpretation or assumption. And we will discuss this in detail when we have the proper discussion in 1 or 2 days' time, which is also not the right way of going, but that's beyond us. Once we gather responses globally, we can identify common themes and design a youth action plan that is authentic, inclusive, and youth-driven. In this questionnaire, I just want to give you a little bit glimpse. We explore 5 areas: attendance and participation. How often youth attend our satsangs and what motivates them or discourages them. We ask questions on teaching and spirituality, whether they connect with Arya Samaj philosophy or find it abstract. How about our events? Which parts of the Havan or meetings they enjoy or find disengaging? Do they feel included in our social and cultural connections? Are they supported and connected to peers? Suggestions and preference. What new activities or formats would youth like? These questions aim to uncover why many youth attend irregularly or stop participating, not from indifference but from lack of relevance and emotional connection. What do we expect from this questionnaire? You can guess. Events are too long or formal. Our satsangs are focused on ritual rather than interaction. Sermons are repetitive, while discussions on modern and contemporary issues are rare. Youth seek pragmatic learning, camps, service, music, meaningful social projects. They want mentorship. They don't want preaching. Nobody wants bhashans any longer. Guidance on careers, ethics, life balance. They desire an inclusive, welcoming environment where their voices matter. They are not rejecting Arya Samaj values. They are asking for a modern doorway into them. So the next phase should be co-creation, youth and elders as partners. Elders provide wisdom, experience, and guidance. Youth bring creativity, energy, and a new digital understanding of the world. Together, they can design a model that keeps Arya Samaj both rooted in Vedic truth and relevant to modern times. It is pointless standing here and prescribing what the youth should do without their participation. In practical terms, what do we need? Youth dialogue forums, monthly, hybrid, online, youth-led project teams. Let them lead. And we need annual conferences for the youth. Again, I talked a little bit in the afternoon. What can we learn from yoga or Hare Krishna? Why did they become so popular amongst the youth, amongst non-Hindus? Why? Because they built community spaces where people feel joy, belonging, and purpose. They offered experience, community, and belonging, not just ideology. They present ancient wisdom in joyful, accessible, and emotionally engaging ways. They have charismatic communicators and leaders who present ancient wisdom in modern language. They have branding, which we don't have, chanting, attire, simple rituals, ancient online presence. Arya Samaj, in contrast, though intellectually strong, has stayed largely intellectual and reformist, appealing to the mind, but not always to the heart. To thrive globally, we must translate our universal message into practical, emotional, and accessible forms. Just to give you a few ideas for revival and engagement, again, this may not be a problem in India, but it's definitely a problem in our part of the world. Arya Samaj must move beyond its four walls and engage the community at large. We need universally appealing outreach. Arya Samaj equivalents of yoga or meditation, Vedic wellness, truth circles, or ethical living camps and service programs. We have to promote music and arts, Vedic fusion bhajans, concerts, poetry, theatre. You can see the same bhajans which we sing, sitting down, no clapping, and this some of these other organizations like Hare Krishna, Rama, they are standing, singing, joyfully enjoying themselves. Why? Why can't we do that? Why are we so adamant on the way we need to conduct our satsangs? We need to launch digital storytelling, short reels, podcasts, animations explaining Vedic truth. Youth want short messages. They do not want long bhashans. We have to build youth service programs, link Arya values to global causes like education, environment, equality. We cannot just walk to UN if we do not connect with these first. It will be impossible. I come from the UN system. I know it very well. We can introduce Arya Samaj Global Service Day involving youth everywhere in the world. So at least we feel we are doing something throughout the globe. Our outreach must include interfaith cooperation. We cannot remain isolated any longer, either amongst our own Arya Samajis or have no connections with other interfaiths. It will not work. Environmental stewardship is needed, and service, what Swamiji was talking about in the morning, showing Arya Samaj as a living, compassionate force. We need to modernize our spiritual leadership. Many of them may not like this. A key challenge is shortage of speaking English priests who can communicate effectively with global audiences and youth. Gurukul education should evolve to include English, IT, communication, comparative religion, and interfaith understanding. Simply teaching in Sanskrit is not going to work. Priests will also have to be more computer literate and social media savvy, conducting online havans, podcasts, digital discourses. Modern priests should be spiritual teachers, youth mentors, and community facilitators, bridging tradition with modern communication. To complement modern priests, we can start global youth ambassador programs, train global youth ambassadors fluent in English, Hindi, and local languages. Equip them with communication, leadership, and interfaith dialogue skills. Enable them to represent Arya Samaj in global youth forums, universities, and digital media platforms. We need to build a network of Aryan youth across countries, sharing ideas, collaborations, and innovations. And same thing, we connect them for service projects, online storytelling, to project Arya Samaj universal values. This youth priest collaboration can make Arya Samaj a community centered, globally visible, and service oriented movement. Only then you can put your foot into the UN. We also need to repackage ourselves. Youth and the Arya way of life. We must show the youth that Arya life is not rigid. It is beautiful. It is scientific. It teaches us self-control, not suppression. It promotes truth and independent thinking. It keeps away our youth from addiction, violence, lies, and corruption. It helps to discover thyself, awakening the power of the soul. This message of Arya Samaj must be universally packaged in simple, relatable, and accessible to all seekers. We must present Arya Samaj as a rational, ethical, and universal foundation of Vedic wisdom, relevant to humanity, not just to Arya Samajis or Hindus. Why think? Why so many people from outside the world come to all the Babas here in India and start treating them as gods? Why don't they come to Arya Samaj? Ask questions yourself. So we need to repackage ourselves, our messages. We have all the wisdom, but our packaging, branding is missing. One word for the elders also. One of the speakers a few moments ago mentioned this. Elders hold the gyan, wisdom, and experience that anchor our movement. This is also true for some of our priests. Youth bring the urja, the energy, and creativity that renew it for the future. True continuity comes when elders guide, not guard or control. Let the younger generation lead, decide, and implement, learning by doing. If they make mistake, let it be. We correct them, teach them. Okay? Elders should remain mentors and moral anchors, taking a few steps back, yet always standing beside. Wisdom should light the path, not block the way. So, what is the core message? Arya Samaj youth are not its future, they are its present. The survival of our movement depends on how deeply we engage with them. Our focus must be listening, understanding, adapting, and empowering. As Swami Dayanand taught us, true Dharma is that which uplifts all. Upliftment today means engaging the generation that will shape tomorrow. Arya Samaj future will not be built for the youth like what we are trying to do today. It will be built with the youth. The path ahead, we will send out this questionnaire hopefully immediately after this symposium, which has been lying in our drawers for 1 year, and collect and analyze global youth responses, hold youth elder dialogues in each region, prepare a youth community action plan for the next Mahasammelan or International Youth Conference. And then, in the meantime, we implement early wins. Let us organize youth camps, digital projects, mentorship circles within 1 year from the time we leave from here. So, in concluding, the Vedas are internal, but every generation must rediscover them anew. Let us together, elders and youth, rediscover the Vedas in the language of today and carry forward Swami Dayanand's light into the century ahead. The Vedas exist for the welfare of all humanity, not for one sect or caste, not only for Arya Samaj. Swami Dayanand gave us the Vedas to awaken the mind. It is now our duty to awaken the hearts of the next generation and communities at large. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.